Good morning, year three. I hope you're well and you've had a good weekend. Today, within our maths, we're going to start thinking about how we divide by four. So, the second video you're going to watch is going to be looking at dividing by four. We're not going to have any scary spiders in that, Maggie, but I'm sure we'll have some wonderful division by the likes of Ruben and other folk who are at school and the likes of other folk who are at home. So, I can't wait to see all your work. And I know Miss Ashford's been really impressed by all the work that's been sent through. So, thank you for that. In this recap element of our learning, we're going to think back to our 2D shape work that we were looking at last week, and we're going to try and think about how we sort some 2D shape. Okay, to begin with, we've got 5 shapes there, a green one, blue, purple, red, and orange, and you've got to match the shape to the name. See if you can do that. If you're doing it on a pad, maybe even draw the shape just as a practice so you identify the number of vertices and sides. So pause the video while you do that. Great stuff, guys. I'm sure lots of you have identified correctly that we've got a rectangle, then a circle, a 3-sided shape, which is obviously a triangle, our regular quadrilateral, which is called a square, and our pentagon, our 5-sided shape. So well done if you've managed to do those. Next up, we've got to think about which 3 shapes could be placed in this diagram. It's called a Venn diagram, and what it shows in those two oval shapes is things which have one feature, another feature, or both of the features. So we can see that the purple triangle has a vertical line of symmetry. We can see that the green rectangle and the blue square in the middle have 4 sides or more and a vertical line of symmetry. Now, can you think of where the other, so can you put the other items in the parts of the Venn diagram? So have a think about where you think A, B, C, D, E, and F could go, okay? Don't worry if you can't draw the whole diagram out. Maybe just draw 2 ovals and overlap them like the Venn diagram has been done just over there. Okay, so have a go at doing that. You can. Pause the video while you try and do that. If you've managed to do that, fantastic, because what you should hopefully identify is that that purpley teardrop has a vertical line of symmetry. So if you remember, that goes upright, and then none of them have horizontal lines of symmetry that we've looked at here, but we can see that the E and C both have more than 4 sides to them. Okay, 4 sides or more, should I say? 4 sides or more. Okay, but C doesn't have a vertical line of symmetry. Interestingly, if you tip that line round 90 degrees, you could cut through the middle of C, and therefore it's got a horizontal line of symmetry. So remember, vertical, looking for the camera, and then horizontal is that line that is flat across the horizon. Okie dokie, guys. Here we've got 6 shapes, A, B, C, D, E, and F. And your job here is to try and sort again. So you can see horizontally we've got a regular shape written. So that means that all of the sides are not equal, or all of the angles are not equal within the vertices. And then we've got regular shape. Now, a regular shape is something like a square, where all the sides and all the corners, the angles, the vertices are equal. Okay, so it's got 4 equal sides. Now, can you see where A, B, C, D, E, and F should go? So look at the number of vertices. So remember, that's our synonym for corners. And remember then if it's regular, so it's got equal sides, or if it's irregular, so it's got sides which are of different lengths. Okay, see if you can sort that out. Pause the video while you have a go. Well done if you've worked through that. We can see that E has in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sides, but it's irregular because the little bits that are cut in are shorter, those vertices, than the longer outer sides. We can see that A and C have 4 or fewer vertices, so 4 or fewer corners, and also they have not equal sides, so they're irregular. We can see that B, D, and F are regular. B is a funny one because it's a rectangle, Now, rectangles are almost a special shape because people sometimes call them regular, but normally a regular shape means it's got 4 equal sides. So rectangles are a bit of a funny one. But D we can see is an equilateral triangle, so it's got 4 equal sides, and we can also see that F is a circle. Okay, so it's got 1 side. Okay, some shapes here have got splashed on. Okay, it's all gone a little bit wrong, hidden by a splat. So we've got one that's a parallelogram in the orange, then a circle, then a triangle. What could be hidden there? What could be hidden there? Okay, what could be hidden there? Hopefully some of you have identified either a pentagon, a hexagon, so that's 6-sided shape, or the 8-sided shape, which could be an octagon. Okay, so have a think about those as those vertical lines of symmetry. Some of you might have got even more sides, but as long as there's a way of cutting it directly in half so that both sides are the same and reflect, then that would be having a vertical line of symmetry. Okay, right, guys. Again here, maybe just the best way of doing this would be to draw a couple of ovals that overlap to indicate your Venn diagram. So pause whilst you have a go at 3A and 3B. Similar questions to the ones from earlier. So circling those 3 shapes that could be placed in the diagram and put their letters where they could go. Okay, so you could put A, B, C, D, E, F where they could go within that diagram, in that Venn diagram, and the same. If you notice, though, the sides have been, the labels are different on the 2 Venn diagrams, so be careful when reading them. Okay, moving on to the next questions. Here we've got what's called a Carroll diagram, so we can see that the shapes have been divided up, and we've got to identify for 6A the vertical and non-vertical lines of symmetry for the regular and irregular shapes. Then for 6B the horizontal lines of symmetry and whether they have 4 or more sides, 4 sides or more. Okie dokie, looking at this sorting work that you've had a go at doing. Well done, year 3, for having a go at that. We can see that for 3A, E, so our blue kind of darty shaped question, sorry, our pentagon, our 5-sided shape, our irregular pentagon should be in the left-hand side for 3A. Our for F, we should have in the middle because it's got that vertical line of symmetry and 4 vertices or more. And then C, which is the kind of, it's almost like a quarter chopped out of a circle, should be in the vertical line of symmetry because we can cut down the middle of C. D, E, and C for 3B, we can see the triangle in the left-hand oval and the hexagon in the middle point and the parallelogram in the right-hand side. Looking over here, then we've got the idea of E and F, our regular shapes. So that's our circle, and Mr. Spring's not quite sure of the name of that F shape off the top of his head. And then D, we've got a regular triangle, so that's an equilateral triangle. And then we've got B, A, and C as the irregular shapes. And then we've got 6B, we've got B, E, D, so it spells out bed. So 2 horizontal lines of symmetry. So we've got that dart and the 8-sided shape, so the irregular octagon with the curved cutouts for E. And then we've got the it's D, which doesn't have that horizontal line of symmetry, and we've counted the number of sides. So well done for working through that. As I say, your main part of your lesson today is dividing by 4. So there's different skills you're going to look at, looking at number lines. So those cakes are almost divided into a number line before they're split into groups, and then some other work for you to do. Now, if you have a look at this question here where Eve is using an array, what I've really liked for some of your home learning, guys, is when you've used arrays that you've drawn yourself. Now, you might even use something like rice or pasta or anything you've got at home to make a physical array, because then you can group the things together. And if you fancy sending us a photo of you doing that, that'd be great, because I know you haven't necessarily got the place value counters. Well done for keeping going with your work. I look forward to seeing all that. And the same with using that number line, if you could draw yourself out a number line for those questions as well. Well done, year 3. I look forward to seeing all that work. Thank you.